Welcome students. Now we'll be doing one type of question from the mean, and then today we'll be starting with the concepts of median. Okay, we already saw three different types of method in mean and how to find mean in the tabulated data and when the group data is given. Now students, if you pay attention here in this question, okay, let me read this question. The mean of the following distribution is 62.8. Here students, the mean is given to us. Up till now we were finding out the mean by three different methods: direct method, shortcut method, or step deviation method. But here mean is given to me as 62.8. Okay, and the sum of all the frequencies is 50. Once again, the sum of all frequencies, what we call in our language, we call it as summation f. Sum of all frequencies is given to me as 50. So here mean x bar is given to me as 62.8. Sum of all frequencies is given as 50. Find the missing frequency. Okay, and two frequencies are given, f1 and f2. We need to find them. See this students, f1 and in the row of frequencies, f1 is something unknown and f2 is something unknown. So we need to find two unknowns, which are the frequencies. But students, I want you all to observe this. Please observe this row of the class intervals. Here the class intervals are given. That means grouped data is given. Okay, so whenever you'll apply any of the methods of mean to find this unknown, you should remember that here the grouped data is given. Okay, so let's start now. Just give me 1 second. In front of you I'll show the methods, the three methods when the grouped data is given. Of course, in this question we will not find mean because mean is given to us, but with the help of the given data mean and the summation f, we'll find the two unknowns. Okay, and it's a basic rule of math students. In any of the chapter, in any of the question, whenever there is the question to find two unknowns, that means we will find two equations. Okay, so two equations only will lead to find two unknowns. If three unknowns are there, that means that there will be three different equations. So the sequence is like this: two conditions will be given to us. From that two conditions, two equations will be formed, and from that two equations, if we solve simultaneously, we'll find two unknowns. If for example three unknowns are given, it will never come in your case in your syllabus. So three conditions will be given. From three conditions, three equations will be formed, and from three equations we'll find three unknowns. Okay, so now because the group data is given, just in 1 minute I'll highlight on the screen the direct, shortcut, and step deviation method when the group data is given. Okay, just pause the video for 1 second please. Okay students, in front of you is the three method: direct method, shortcut method, and step deviation method. Okay, so just to have a revision, in when the class intervals are given, in direct method we have 4 columns, formula summation fx upon summation f. Shortcut method 5 columns, formula capital A plus summation fd upon summation f. Step deviation method 6 columns, formula A plus summation ft upon summation f multiplied by I. Now please listen this very carefully. Whenever such type of questions are there where mean is given to you and it's asked to find the unknown things, always go by direct method. Don't use the longer method of of 5 columns and 6 columns. Always students go by direct method. Please go by direct method. Okay, if you go by shortcut and step deviation also, then you will get the answer, but it will be very complicated. So only go by direct method always when such type of questions are there. Okay, so just have a glance over here, pause the video, we'll start with a question. So as I told you students, whenever something unknown is given, and this is a reverse type of question where we need to backtrack, so at this time always use the direct method. Just now we saw we have 4 columns in the direct method. First column will be class interval, second column will be class mark, third column, which is the second last column, it's the frequency, and the last column is fx. Please draw the columns fast draw the columns. I'm waiting for you. Pause the video. I'm also drawing the table fast. Now please pay attention students. I have drawn the 4 columns. First class interval, second class mark, the second last column, second last column frequency, and the last column comes from the formula. Which method I am doing? As I told you, whenever such type of questions are there where certain things are unknown, always go by direct method. Always go by direct method. Okay, in such type of scenarios. So I am doing the direct method. Formula is summation fx upon summation f. So the last column comes from the formula fx. Okay students, now here we have to find the class mark. So now I'll be finding the class mark. What is class mark? Class mark is the average, as we already know. So 0 plus 20 upon 2, we are finding average. So it comes to be 10. Now 20 plus 40 is 60. 60 upon 2 is 30. So now I got to know the idea that there is a difference of 20. Okay, so now I can just go on. 40 plus 60 is 100, upon 2 is 50. So see, 10, 30, 50. So this will be 70, this will be 90, and this will be 110. Okay, I got to know the value of x. Let's do it very fast. Now, sir, last column is f into x. This is my f. Frequency I have just copied from here. Okay, and this is my x. So f multiplied by x. So 5 multiplied by 10 comes here to be 50. F1 multiplied by 30, students, pay attention. F1 multiplied by 30 comes to be 30 F1. Okay. 10 multiplied by 50 comes to be 500. F2 multiplied by 70 comes to be 70 F2. 7 multiplied by 9 is 63, and it's 90. So 630. Okay, now here 8 11 is 88, but it's one more 0. So 880. Okay, now pay attention. This is the first time we are doing this question. Now summation f. Summation f means what? Summation f means adding all the frequencies. But students, it's clearly mentioned in the question. The sum of all frequencies is 50. Please pay attention. It's given to me that summation f ka value is what? It's 50. So students, I'll straight away write here 50. But also summation, what do you mean by the word summation? Adding all the things. Yes, adding all the things. So if I add, see, f1 is a variable, I cannot add. F2 is a variable. So first let's add the numerical values. 5 plus 10 becomes 15. Okay, 7 plus 8 becomes 15. So now if I add this 50 numerical values, 5 plus 10 15, 7 plus 8 15, 15 plus 15 is 30, and this here f1 and f2. So also I will write also summation ka value also will be what? 30 plus f1 plus f2. 30 plus f1 plus f2. Okay, summation fx, student, summation fx, we cannot take this value of 30 f1 and 70 f2. Okay, first let's take the numerical values. 50, 500, 630 and 880. Okay, so if I add this 50, 500, 630 and 880, the answer will be 2060. The answer will be 2060. So what will be my summation? My summation will be 2060 plus this 30 f1 plus 70 f2. 30 f1 plus 70 f2. Okay, we cannot add these 30 because this is f1 and this is f2. So this is the case now. Okay, now what all stuff is given to me over here? Let me write here on the right hand side what things are given to me. Here it was given to me that mean, which we always call as x bar, is 62.8. It's already given to me. And of course this was also given to me that summation f is 50, which I already wrote over here. Okay, this two data was given to me. Now how to start? As I told you, we have two unknowns, we will find two equations. But because two unknowns are given, there will be two given conditions with the help of which I will be finding two different equations. Okay, so now let's hunt for the first given condition. Students, it's there in front of you. It's there in front of you, students. See, it's clearly mentioned that summation f key value is 50, but if I add algebraic wise, so here it comes as 30 plus f1 plus f2. Okay, so now students, I can write here 30 plus f1 plus f2 is nothing but 50. So therefore if 30 I take on that side, becomes minus 30. So 50 minus 30. So f1 plus f2 is nothing but 20, and this is our equation number 1. Okay, this is our equation number 1. So now let's see some condition to find equation 2. I can say, students, here I can apply the formula of mean because mean is already given to me as 62.8. Understanding, students? Mean is already given to me as 62.8. So let me apply the formula for mean. So mean x bar. What's the formula? Summation fx upon summation f, because we are doing with the Dirac method. Now, students, I already know the value of this mean. At the place of this x bar, I'll write 62.8. At the place of summation fx, what I'll copy? At the place of summation fx, I'll write this 2060 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2. Okay, upon summation f, at the place of this, now here I will write 50 because its summation f is 50. At the place of here, I'll write 62.8. It's already given to me. And at the place of this, I will just copy this. Because I don't have space, students, I'll be changing the slide. So up till now, if just do it, pause the video, form the first condition, use this formula. Don't wait for me. Pause the video. In the next slide, I'll be just applying this formula and substituting the values, and then we'll form equation number 2. Please pause the video. Okay, students, please pay attention over here. See, because I have changed the page, so I have copied for you all the mean x bar given to us in the question 62.8. Summation fx ka value from the table, we got it as 2060 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2, and summation f was given in the question as 50. This is the formula for mean x bar according to Dirac method. Now I'll just apply the formula, students. Just applying the formula. At the place of mean, I'll write 62.8 is equal to summation fx. At the place of summation fx, I'll just copy this value 2060 plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2, the whole upon summation f. The value of summation f, students, is here as 50. Okay, now the best way is I'll multiply this 50 with 62.8. Okay, so here it will be, therefore, when 50 gets multiplied with 62.8, your answer will be 3140. Okay, is equal to 2060 as it is copied plus 30 f1 plus 70 f2 as it is copied. Okay, now the next step will be, therefore, I'll bring this 2060 on the left hand side. So 3140 minus 2060 will be 1080. Okay, is equal to 30 f1 plus 70 f2. Now I can see that I have 0, 0, 0 over here. So dividing by 10. Okay, I am dividing the equation by 10. So what will be formed? Here 30 f1. If I divide by 10, it will become 3 f1 plus 3 f1 plus here it will be 7 f2 is equal to 108. And students, this is our equation number 2. 3f1 plus 7f2 is equal to 108, equation number 2. Okay, so I formed my equation number 2. Now give me 1 second. Just I'll write over here what was my equation number 1. I'll be writing from the previous page the equation number 1 over here. Okay, students, I have copied from the previous page this equation number 1, what we achieved. f1 plus f2 is equal to 20. So now I got my two equations. I'll be solving it simultaneously. The best way according to me is over here that I should multiply this equation number 1 with 3, just because I can see here also it's a 3. So multiplying equation 1 by 3. So if I multiply equation 1 by 3, what will happen? I'll get 3f1 plus 3f2 is equal to 320, it's 60, and this will be my equation number 3. So now I'll just look at equation number 2 and equation number 3. So 3f1, here it's plus, and here also it's plus, because signs are same. I'll do the subtraction. Okay, so now I'll write subtracting equation 3 from equation 2. Okay, so let's do the subtraction now. What is my, I'm subtracting equation 3 from equation 2. Okay, what is my equation number 2? My equation number 2 is this one. So 3f1 plus 7f2 is equal to 108. Okay, where is my equation number 3? My equation number 3 is this one. 3f1 plus 3f2 is equal to 60. Just don't forget to change the sign of the equation, whatever you write, and the second line. So minus, minus, minus. So now what will happen? This will be cancelled. 7f2 minus 3f2 becomes 4f2. Okay, now 8 minus 0 is 8 and 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay, 4 ones are 4 ones are 4 twos are. So therefore, students, we got the value of f2. F2 is equal to 12. Now we just have to substitute this value of f2 either in equation 1, 2 or 3. According to me, the best and easy is equation number 1. So now please pause the video and just do it. On the next page, I'll be substituting the value of f2, which is 12, in equation number 1 to get the value of f1. Please do it, students. Okay, students, substituting the value of f2, which we got as 12, in equation number 1. This is my equation number 1. So therefore, f1 plus, at the place of f2, I'll put 12 is equal to 20. Therefore, f1 is equal to 20 minus 12, and it's nothing but 8. So students, we got the two unknown values. What are our two unknown values? f1 is equals to 8 and f2 is equal to 12. These are our two unknown values. Always remember, in such type of questions, always go by Dirac method. Please pause the video and do the needful fast. Okay, students, so now we are starting with the second part of the chapter called as medians. Yes, the medians. Okay, what is a median? Median is the middlemost value, the central value, the middlemost value. Of course, when the terms are arranged either in ascending or in descending order. Okay, so if the data is given to you, okay, and the central most value is called as median. Now students, there are three types of data in this also. We have raw data. Please mark my words, raw data, which is separated by comma, 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 commas separated. Then we have tabulated data, where frequencies are mentioned, okay, but the data is not grouped. So first type of data is raw data. Second type of data is the is the tabulated data, and the third type of data, students, is the grouped data. Okay, so now first over here we'll be looking for the raw data. Okay, how to find median for the raw data. I'll be giving you steps and basically the formulas. Okay, just copy this definition, students, and stay tuned. I'll be writing up the steps. Okay, students, now what we are starting today is how to find median of raw data. Raw data. What is a raw data? Raw data means the data separated by comma. Data separated by comma. For your knowledge, I am adding on something extra. In such type of datas, frequency will not be given. Okay, of course, data is not grouped. The grouped data, the group will not be made. Class intervals will not be given. Just the data is separated by the commas. That's it. So what are the steps? The first step, if I say the steps, the first step will be arranging the data in either ascending or descending order. Okay, the first step is arranging the data in ascending or descending order. Arranging the data in ascending or descending order. Either you arrange in ascending or descending. In this chapter, I'll be going with the ascending part. Okay, I'll be arranging with the ascending. If you go by descending also, the answer will be same. Okay, now students comes the very important stage. The second point, I'll say the second step, it's nothing but the formula. Okay, now please pay attention. Formula. Okay, now everything is dependent upon the value of n. Value of small n. What is the small n? Number of data. Number of data, or I will say in other words, or number of terms given to you. Okay, n is what? Number of terms. In the given question, as I told you, the data will be separated by comma. So how many numbers, how many number of data or number of terms given to you? Okay, so we have two different formulas, students. Here, two different formulas. If n is even, we have a different formula. If n is odd, we have a different formula. Okay, so now students, let's see the first formula over here. If n is odd, that means, as I told you, the data is separated by comma. So if you count the number of terms, the number of data, and if n is an odd number, number of data is odd. Okay, is odd. So what's the formula of median? So median is nothing but n plus 1. the whole upon tooth term. Median is n plus 1, the whole upon 2. Pay attention. Deliberately, there is something, that's the reason I'm highlighting this upon so much. n plus 1, the whole upon tooth term. जो भी आंसर आएगा वो नंबर वाला टर्म होगा. Okay, then we'll start and we'll see how to do it. We'll see in the question. Okay, now students, if your given data, number of data is even number, that means if for example 10 different terms are given separated by commas, so number of terms, number of data n is an even number. Okay, so what will be the formula of median, students? Formula of median will be median is equal to, pay attention please, n upon tooth term plus n upon 2 plus 1th term, the whole upon 2. Students, n upon 2, what is n? Number of data. Okay, total number of data. N upon tooth term plus n upon 2 plus 1th term, the whole upon 2. There is a difference between these two. Students often get confused. Here it is n plus 1, the whole upon 2, and here it is n upon 2 plus 1, the term upon 2. So this is the formula when n is odd. This is the formula when n is even. Students, today, now at present, I am doing the median, how to find median of raw data. The second is how to find median of tabulated data. Over there also formula remains same. Formula remains same for n when it's odd and for n when it's even. So just please, I'll say you have to rote learn this. Just rote learn. Fast repeat with me. When n is odd, median is n plus 1, the whole upon tooth term. When n is even, median is what? N upon tooth term plus n upon 2 plus 1 term, the whole upon 2. Okay, please pause the video and just write as it is what I have written. And while you are writing, mug up the formulas fast. And then let's quickly solve one question on how to find median of raw data. Please do it fast. Okay, students. So in front of you, we have a question which was asked in the board exam of 2000. Okay, so the question is in front of you, calculate median, and second is mean of the following data. See, the data is given to you. Okay, now let's find the solution. First we are going for median. Okay, so for median, first we are finding median. What was my first step, students? My first step, remember, don't forget this first step. Often in the excitement of the examination and we just forget the first step. What was my first step? My first step was arranging the given data in either ascending or descending order. So now, as I told you, I'll always go for ascending. Arranging the data in ascending order. Okay, arranging the data in ascending order, students. Okay, so here, therefore, if I arrange it in the ascending order means going from the smallest number to the biggest number. So I can see I have 1 over here first, then I have 2, then I have 3. But how many times 3 we have? 1, 2 and 3. 3 times 3 we have. So 3, 3, 3. How many times 4 we have? 4. Do we have 5? Yes, 2 times 5 we have. 5 and 5. So 5, 5. 6, yes, I have 1 time. 7, yes, I have 1 time. Always cross check. See, now count the number of terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here also 10 terms and here also 10 terms. Often there are chances that you miss one of the terms. Okay, now let's apply the formula. But to find the which formula to apply, we have to count the number of terms, and just now we counted how many terms we have. We have 10 terms. Here n is equal to 10. N means the number of terms, and in the bracket we have to write as even. Yes, we have to write this. N is number of tens. Deliberately I took a question where we have even number of terms because the formula is a little bit big over there. Okay, so now let's write the formula. So median, what's the formula of median? when number of terms are even, formula is n upon 2th term plus n upon 2 plus 1th term, the whole upon 2. You have to write the formula, all of you. Okay, therefore median is equal to n. What is the value of n? My value of n is 10. So 10 upon 2th term, you have to write this, plus here 10 upon 2 plus 1th term, the whole upon 2. Okay, next, therefore median is equal to 10 upon 2 will be what? Fifth term, plus 10 upon 2 will be 5, but 5 plus 1 will be 6. So 6th term, the whole upon 2. Okay, therefore median will be, here it's what? 5th term. So 5th, let's start counting. See here, please, all of you, please see here. This is my data arranged in ascending order. 5th term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the 5th term, 3 is here. So my 5th term is 3. Plus, now 6th term, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 4. So 4 whole upon 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 upon 2, students. So 7 upon 2 is what? 3.5. Therefore, my median is nothing but 3.5. I got my answer. Okay, but there is some second thing also, how the mean of raw data. Okay, first please do this, all of you. You have to write the formula and everything, leave lines between every step, and very quickly in the next screen I'll find the mean. Do it fast. Okay, students, here now I'm finding mean. Therefore mean x bar, formula is sum of all observations. I have to add everything. No need whether it's ascending or descending, we can take the sequence of the question only. We have to just add sum of all observations upon number of observations. So let me write here 1 plus, there were 10 values, 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2, okay, plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay, there are 10 values, so number of observations will be 10 over here at the down. Okay, therefore mean x bar will be what? If I add all these values, it comes to be 39. Okay, it comes to be 39 upon here 10. Therefore mean x bar is 3.9. Pause the video please and do it fast. Okay, students, now the last question of this lecture to ask in 2014, please pay attention. The numbers 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 and x are already arranged in ascending order. The numbers are already arranged in ascending order. Why they are telling you that they are arranged in ascending order? Because here there is one more number x. So just don't be in that doubt that x will be greater than any of the number. No, they are saying that these are arranged in ascending order. So x is the greatest number. And of course, by looking at the question, we can find that we have to find the value of this unknown x. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 and x are already arranged in ascending order. If the mean of the observation, okay, if you find the mean of this observation, that mean is equal to the median. Okay, for this observation, the mean is equal to the median. Find the value of x. This question, students, was asked in the board exam of 2014. The biggest data given to us is here. Is given to us that mean of these data is equal to their median. Okay, let's very quickly find out a solution. It's given to us that mean is equal to the median. So let me first find the mean. Okay, let me first find the mean. Okay, mean x bar. What's the formula? Summation of all upon the number of terms. So I'll just add 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 plus x upon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 values. So upon 6, therefore mean x bar. Okay, therefore, let me write. Therefore mean x bar. If I add all the values, 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13, it comes to be 49. And of course, x will be x only upon 6. I cannot do anything else now at this point. Okay, let me call this as first part. Okay, now I'll switch on to the median part. For median, Okay, for median, let's count the number of terms given here, as it's already arranged in ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here number of terms n is 6, which is what? Which is even. Which is even. So now I'll use the formula of even number of terms. So median is what? N upon 2th term plus n upon 2 plus 1th term. Okay, the whole upon 2 students. Okay, therefore I don't have plates, that's why I'm writing very close by. Okay, so therefore median will be what? N here is 6, so I'll just skip one step over here because I don't have place. At the place of n, I'll just put 6. Okay, so 6 upon 2 will be what? Third term, right? Plus at the place of n, if I put 6 upon 2 is 3 plus 1 becomes fourth term, the whole upon 2. Okay, now therefore median will be what? Third term, as it's already arranged in ascending order. The third term, 1, 2, 3, it's 10, so it's 10 plus fourth term, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 12, the whole upon 2 students. So 10 plus 12 comes to be 22. Okay, so 22 upon 2, and which comes to be 11. So students, we got to know that our median is 11, but it's given to us in the question, students, that here mean is equal to median. Yes, but it's given to us, it's given that mean is equal to median. Yes, what was the value of mean which we derived? Value of mean, it's given here. The value of mean is here, we already found out. It's 49 plus x, the whole upon 6. Mean is equal to median, and median just now we achieved is how much? As 11. That's it, students, we are done with the question. 6 will be multiplied up, so 49 plus x is equal to 6 11s are 66. Okay, so here therefore x will be what? 66 minus 49. Therefore x will be 66 minus 49 is 17. Okay, so we got the value of unknown. It was a very important question. Please do it fast.